afternoon. Welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, July 25th, 2011. Quick review of the main stories. Norway remains in mourning after some 90 people were killed by one person who appeared today in court in a closed hearing. We're not going to mention his name, give him the satisfaction of being recognized. Apparently, police are confirming he acted alone. He's an extreme right-winger. This is one instance where no doubt the Norwegians will wonder why they don't have the death penalty. However, it's a tragedy. The King and Queen were present at a memorial service yesterday, and the country is going to take some time to get over this. There was an earthquake brought to my attention by our executive producer Frank Mazzio just a few minutes ago. A 6.2 quake struck Fukushima, Japan. It actually happened as the nuclear watchdog chief, Yukio Amano, was visiting the nuclear plant. It was a 6.2 quake. It was felt about 150 miles away in Tokyo. Office buildings swayed. There were no tsunami warnings issued, but it was enough to get everybody's attention. In the United States, there is still no debt ceiling resolution. A soap opera kind of play has occurred over the weekend. On Friday night, the House Speaker walked out of talks again at the White House, and now the House Speaker and the Senate Majority Leader are working on different plans to present to the President to prevent a U.S. default. The stock markets have taken note, and upon opening in New York this morning, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped immediately about 130 points. And in Britain over the weekend, a 27-year-old woman named Amy Winehouse died. She apparently was a singer of some note, won 5 Grammy Awards a year or so ago. Her struggles with alcohol and drug addiction were well known. It's not yet known how Ms. Winehouse died, nor is it known which insurer had a record company contract with the event cancellation or lost fees, etc. So we'll see if there were any ramifications in the insurance markets. Well, Ed Noonan with Validus apparently is baring his teeth. That bid is going hostile. Validus is taking its offer directly to the Transatlantic Holdings shareholder. This is after Transatlantic's board tried to impose preconditions on discussions with Mr. Noonan. One of the preconditions that Transatlantic tried to impose was that Validus would give up its right to contact the Transatlantic shareholders directly and engage in confidential discussions with the board. Mr. Noonan said no way. He wants to be able to contact the Transatlantic shareholders to let them know about the better quality of the Validus bid as compared to the Allied World bid. And in fact, he wrote a letter to the board saying, "This position is inconsistent with your previously announced determination that the failure to enter into discussions with Validus would result in a breach of your fiduciary duties. Therefore, Validus plans to continue the steps required to bring the higher value of our superior proposal directly to your shareholders." Validus has a history of succeeding in hostile takeovers and successfully broke up an agreed merger between Max Capital and IPC 2 years ago with a hostile counterbid. You can be sure that Mr. Noonan is not somebody you want to get into a street fight with. His track record on this is very good. If he gets directly to the shareholders, and if the bid is in fact qualitatively superior, he's probably going to win. There was a horrible train accident on one of the new Chinese high-speed trains over the weekend. At least 40 people were dead. The Chinese government is reacting predictably. They're now directing journalists not to question any official accounts of the high-speed crash. Those directives are fueling public anger. Saturday night's crash was the deadliest in China since 2008, and it's raising questions about the safety of the fast-growing and high-profile high-speed rail network. The Central Propaganda Department issued directives to the media yesterday for coverage of the accident. Here's what some of the direct quotes were from their website. "The major theme of the bullet train case from now on will be known as, in the face of great tragedy, there's great love. Do not question, do not elaborate. Reporters with state media who saw the directives confirmed to Reuters that the propaganda department's guidance on the crash, in fact, was directly aimed at, quote, do not investigate the cause of the accident. The word from the authorities is all prevailing. That was listed on the website. Compounding this problem, Xinhua is saying that 8 additional bodies have been found, bringing the death toll to 43. However, officially they're saying there's only 35. The government did sack 3 middle-level railway officials on Sunday, and the media directives again specifically stated that any attempt to link the crash to the reliability of China's high-speed rail system is off limits. Amazing. Scott Vincent has an article in today's Insurance Day on the front page. He's talking about event cancellation for next year's 2012 London Olympics is now double the price of what it was 2 or 3 years ago. This is because capacity availability continues to diminish in the run-up to the games. He's relying on Adrian Lewers, head of political risks at Beazley, who said that most of those now buying cover are smaller companies. The big Olympic organizations have already secured protection. Lewis said that Beazley is also going to face claims related to this year's Rugby World Cup as a result of earthquake activity in Christchurch, New Zealand. Lewis said the Christchurch venue was relocated to Wellington, so we'll pick up some losses from that. The quantum of losses is at present unclear. It will depend on how many tickets were sold at Wellington. Here's an interesting clip. A Jet 2 flight, which is a discount carrier in Britain, from Ibiza to Manchester, England, was forced to make an emergency landing in Majorca. This is after flames burst from the plane's engine shortly after takeoff. Despite the fire and the 30-foot trail of flame coming out of the number 2 engine, the plane stayed airborne for 77 minutes. The airline reported a technical problem as passengers heard an explosion and saw the plane's right engine erupt in fire, shooting flames 30 feet long. According to the Daily Mail, the plane landed over an hour later. And Dow Chemical's got some big plans. They plan to build and operate a $20 billion Saudi Arabian chemical complex in partnership with Saudi Arabian Oil Company, a move that both companies said would create one of the world's largest integrated chemical facilities. Construction on the complex is scheduled to begin immediately, with the first units coming online in the second half of 2015. All units are expected to be fully operational in 2016. The two companies estimated the joint venture, which is going to be named Sadara Chemical Company, will generate annual revenue of about $10 billion within a few years of the operation beginning. Sadara will become an equal joint venture between Saudi Aramco and Dow after an IPO. The $20 billion investment for the project includes third-party contributions. Well, somebody at Dow Chemical in Delaware, actually they're out in Midland, Ohio, or Midland, Michigan, excuse me, somebody out there did a very, very detailed political risk study on Saudi Arabia and decided that the House of Fahd, in fact, is going to be around for a long time. Well, that's what they get paid for. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. In the meantime, thank you for watching. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.